Good morning. It's Tuesday, June 2nd, and you're watching World Watch News in 3. Attractions open around the world. Major tourist attractions that had been closed to prevent coronavirus spread are beginning to open. Here's Rome, the Colosseum, open again after almost 3 months. But not without precautions. Thermoscanners at the entrance, one-way footpaths, the number of visitors limited. 4 hours to the north, here's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The first visitors to return receive a gift book about the tower, but also electronic devices to measure social distance. Careful there, don't lean in too close. In Jerusalem, the holiest site for Jews, the Temple Mount is now open. Social distancing there has much to do with tensions between Jews and Muslims. Israeli security forces escort Jewish visitors to the Temple Mount. The site is also home to the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the iconic Golden Dome of the Rock. A few hours before, Muslims prayed there. It's considered the third holiest place in Islam. Hopeful words from the director of the National Institutes of Health. One large-scale coronavirus vaccine trial could begin as early as next month, with doses pre-manufactured on the hope of success.
We are actually making a plan that it will already have been manufactured in sufficient doses to start distributing it, so you don't have a long gap at the end of the clinical trial.
Dr. Collins spoke to a group of economists in Washington over video conference. He said the government is encouraging biotech companies to work quickly but safely with a view to getting multiple medical trials underway.
What we want to try to do, though, is we provide additional funds for the trials to be run and for the at-risk manufacturing to be done, to be sure that those arrangements are made so that there will be a fair price for that vaccine when it comes out the other end.
He expressed support for plans to reopen the economy, but urged caution and continued efforts at prevention. Governors and mayors across the country are expressing concern that night after night of mass protests could result in a spike in coronavirus. The governor of Minnesota says he fears a super spreader type of incident. The mayor of Atlanta reminds her city that the virus has hit minority communities especially hard.
I am extremely concerned when we are seeing mass gatherings. And we know what's already happening in our community with this virus. If we're going to see, we're going to see the other side of this in a couple of weeks.
The mayor of New York says he wishes protesters would remember large gatherings are inherently dangerous and to maintain distance. Meantime, the NYPD says it believes outside anarchist groups worked to incite violence over the weekend. Police intercepted social media communications they say is evidence that radicals are using legitimate protests to deliberately provoke acts of violence. If you were hoping for an explanation, too late. The artist known as Christo has died at the age of 84. Why this? A pyramid of 6,500 colorful barrels? Or this? 2 miles of floating walkway draped in orange fabric? For Christo and his wife Jean-Claude, the project itself was part of the art. Christo loved to talk but never explained the purpose of his art, once saying, "We make beautiful things, unbelievably useless, totally unnecessary, and every interpretation of the project is legitimate." Thankfully, as we say every day, the purpose of the Lord is not up for grabs. It's clearly spelled out, and it will stand. Thanks for watching. I'm the Big Bash. Do make sure that you subscribe below. It's free and will let you know whenever there's a new program.